Hello everyone, and welcome back. I was meant to make so many other videos I had planned. That's all going to be done after the weekend. Why? Let me start from the very beginning. If you don't know what Shopfront is, Shopfront is this young corporation for people that are into filmmaking, into art, into performing, acting, to improve, also editing. I've been there for like almost a year now, and I've met so many interesting and fun people. Eventually, we got around to actually doing a live performance. Now, we all had to form this stage play. Now, the story, it's not your typical story because it's to do with everyone's personality in terms of what they do, and this and that. So I like to dance, and my part of it all that I actually scripted a character was like an auctioneer who was a bit corrupted, who was a bit sassy and all this kind of stuff. Wrote this character in. He's not really part of my personality, but in the sense of being over the top and acting wise, I mean script wise and sort of like that. Yeah, I did my part and it was absolutely fun. Doing live performance compared to making my own films and stuff, it's very different because it's not exactly the same. Because if you mess up in your videos or movies, it's easy to edit yourself to fix up a bit. But if you're doing live performance, you can't go back and redo it. You have to go forward and just go along with some of your mistakes or whatever. It's quite different, especially in expertise. It was fun, but also heart-wrenching, and where to go and cues and all that kind of stuff, but also the audience as well. Everything was fine until I started heating up, and I almost had a panic attack in front of the audience. And it happens with anyone who is just started getting into performing. After doing the performance, I didn't realize we were going to do it again. So we did it again. My parents weren't there the first time around. They were there the second time around, but it was fine. Then after all of it was done, I can go back to my stuff. I heard that we were going to go back doing another performance, except we're going to be doing it over at a museum with a big, huge whole stage, then a smaller one. I wasn't up for it. Then I wasn't really up for it until I heard that they were going to change everything. I was preparing for Halloween this year, because while I was doing the performing segments, I was also working on my Halloween costume. The original Halloween costume I had planned was cancelled, and I had to work on this same costume I had the other year because that was a success. So this time around, success as well. Plus that costume had problems over time, so I just had to like touch some things up. Unfortunately, I didn't test them. So after a little stage play, plus it was raining, the weather was completely all over the place. I was a bit concerned that we probably won't get around to doing Halloween because I prepared for spent all my time for it on this. And then after the rain stopped, the weather was fine till we got home. So I got dressed up. Unfortunately, one of the mechanisms for the mask that I made snapped, and the gloves were difficult to put on. But what was even worse, we went up to the areas where last time we went was chock-a-block. It was full of people, Halloween decorations all over the different houses that were open up. This time around, none of them. I mean, most of them, all of them, weren't open for Halloween because of the stupid weather that happened like minutes ago. And we went around, it was a hot summer day, and I think we were just a bit too early. That's what I think it was. Anyway, it was a disaster. I decided to go full on Christmas this year to people that I haven't seen in years. Me and my dad are going to go for a trip over to, I think, Maryborough in Queensland or whatever. And we're going to meet some people that we haven't seen in years. I'm talking about family relatives, friends, and all that kind of stuff. As well, see my grandparents that I'm excited to see. Again, we're going to drive up there instead of flying up there. And I think it's best that we drive up there because, as like I said, I decided to go full on for Christmas this year. And that means I have 63 presents and gifts to give out to nearly everyone. I have 2 days until we're going to go up there, so this video is like on the last minute or so. And what I mean by 63 gifts is that while I was performing, I was working on a present for my granddad. This was originally for his birthday a year ago, but I decided to make it now. Better late than ever. I made this during my last day of performing the stage play. It was a replica of the helmet of the well-known outlaw of Ned Kelly. Why? Well, my granddad looks like him, and he is a bit of obsessed with Australian culture. I mean, all of us are. And plus, I thought it'd be funny for him to wear it and take photos and that, so that'd be great. So I made it out of cardboard, paper mache, foam, and all that kind of stuff. It looks really good. There's even screws in it to keep it together. hand sewn cushion inside of it to put it on him, so that's really easy. Even though it is not historically accurate, I'm not going for it, but in terms of looks, it looks absolutely fantastic. And the most quickest prop I ever made for 2 weeks. The most excellent looking as well. I mean, this gift, 63. So the other ones I made handmade, but I also picked some things out of my collection, things that I don't want anymore, and I decided to wrap them up. I'm talking about, even got like gems, crystals, books, plushies, etc, etc, etc. Some things here and there that I made, some of the things I bought from Vinnie's. The span of every week on Friday. Completely tired out from all this while I was making some other things on the last minute or so for this week. So I made a prop chalice, I made this, I made that. I'll just go through all the things I made at a time span of in a few, like under 2 weeks and 1 week. Yeah. While I was purchasing and all this for the gifts, I got a message from Instagram. Someone I know, not personally, but a friend that knows this person. He wanted me to make him an axe and a deck of business cards. All based on American Psycho, that's based on a book and a film, because he's going to be cosplaying as the character Patrick Bates for Comic-Con next year. So I had to rushly figure out how to make this act. Originally, all of this, I mistook it as 3 weeks instead of 6. So yeah, I was such in a rush that I was just looking for things that I still had around. So thankfully I found a pole rod, a plastic tube, and I decided to put it on against a strip of cardboard, and I just traced around the measurements. All the preference I used was about 1 or 2 photos. Ned Kelly helmet was about 3 photos it took for the look, and I used the measurements for my granddad's head to make it fit him. Use 1 photo preference for the axe. I made it from the tube, cardboard, and paper mache, but the rules of Comic-Con is you'd be carrying something that is weapon-like. It has to be made out of foam because they won't let you in, because they have rules against things like that, just in case no one gets hurt or getting hit or anything. So I had to make the tip of the axe foam. The type of foam that I never used before. Weightlifting foam. It's workout foam most people use for cosplaying and such to make armor and helmets and that. First time I ever used it to make an axe head tip. It was made of foam. It was really cool, in fact. And I painted it. Yeah, glossed it as well. So I made the business cards, and some are a bit rough here and there. But anyway, if it doesn't arrive on time, he said he will still gladly like to have it around because it's a cool prop and all. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, while I was working on the Christmas gifts, I was also making axolotl plushies that I had planned for quite some time. I'm making a small production of axolotl plushies. All different colors, different shapes. The templates are made by me. I didn't base it on someone else's templates, they're made by me. A cross between realistic and not realistic look to it. So yeah, they cost $10 each. $20 if they had pattern designs and accessories. So that was the sort of small business I had, and I gave about 4 of them to a friend of mine who wanted to give 3 to his children and himself. That all cost around $60 because 2 of them had patent helmet designs, like a Viking helmet, a top hat and bow tie, and all that kind of stuff. They're really cute and adorable, and I also had to make more of them, different colors and all that, and I was taking recommendations from people, how they want them designed and stuff like that. And after all of that, and the stuff I mentioned, all the stuff I did before, the last thing I decided to make, the last week I had before going up to see my grandparents celebrating Christmas, a friend of mine, the same friend who wanted me to make the 4 axolotls, he offered me to make him a plushie from Pokemon for his wife's birthday. This in 2 days before I can just, chill out. Now the plushie, the design was, I just looked at the preference from 1 photo and a photo of what they look like in the cartoon, and then I just made a quick template and sewn it together, and that was just it. It was easy. First time I ever sewn in eyes instead of using buttons. I mean, yeah. Anyway, all of this, yeah, I can't wait to tell you when I come back from the weekend, and can't wait to get back to making more videos. I mean, playing videos in a time span of each week I have a video on this, that, and this, instead of taking months. So I'm exhausted and I'm having a sore throat because I need to drink water. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Please check out my Facebook page and Instagram pages. Links in the description down below. And remember, I'll see you in the future. See you later.